Do you practice yoga, movement? Do you move? Have you lost the ability to move because of aches or pains or old injuries? Today is for you. My name is Kim McIntyre, the neurodivergent healer. Do yourself a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And we are going to be working with movement today and examining the movement that happens from the muscles, nerves, bones, the emotions that may come up in relation to the movement that you're doing, because as they say, motion creates emotion, right? Motion creates happiness. But what if you've buried some old emotions from your past deep inside? Those emotions may rise to the surface and prevent you from moving because it hurts. Negative emotions cause pain. Positive emotions cause healing. That's what we want. We want to heal. So join me today as we examine Warrior 2. Now, Warrior 2 is a yoga pose, right? But this isn't about yoga. This is about examining your body. So stick around. Here we go. So when I work, I use muscle testing to figure out where to go, what to do, what emotions to work with, what muscles are out of balance, what muscles are miscommunicating with my brain, or my brain miscommunicating with the muscles, the organs and nerves, the chakras and meridians. We're going to be examining all of that today. So I'm going to muscle test to see what foot I want forward. All right, so my right foot is going to stay forward in this simple, right? Simple Warrior 2 pose. We're not going to make Warrior 2 simple. We're going to break it down. So, right foot forward. We're going to step back with the left foot. Now, you may be feeling some tension already. What do you mean step back with my left foot? Usually, we get into no, we're not going to do that today. We're going to be very specific, very precise, so that we can get the right muscles engaged for what our body, our nervous system, our brain is asking for. So we're going to step back with the left leg. When we step back with the left leg, we're going to use our hamstrings and our glute maximus to bring the leg back. Back foot, 45-degree angle. Front foot stays perfectly lined up straight in front of us. Front knee directly over the front foot. We are not farther forward. We are not farther back. We are directly over the front foot. So if I had a 200-pound person sitting here, it wouldn't be a big deal. Now, if we were too far forward, we would use muscular strain to support us. If we were too far back, our knee would probably collapse. So, boom. Hear that? That pressure went right down into the floor. But if I'm here, okay, my knee is shaky. If I'm here, it goes down on the floor, but I'm flexing my quads a whole lot. I don't want to overwork, right? This is about creating efficiency in our body. Now the back leg, 45-degree angle forward. We can be wherever, right? We're going to start with 45-degree angle forward. Back leg is straight. Beautiful. Now we're going to see if anything came up in relation to imbalance in that first beginning portion of Warrior 2. So I muscle test everything. So right now, I'm getting that my cranium is out of balance. More specifically, my brain. The right side of my brain is out of balance in relation to that movement. And I'm going to connect right here in my brain. And I know this might not sound like it's possible, right? Give yourself permission to believe that anything is possible. You have the ability to heal yourself. So as I'm connecting to this area and talking to you, I'm moving the energy that I need, connecting everything that's happening in relation to that Warrior 2, so that it becomes even more efficient than it was. Good. My muscle test, good. Everything's all done. Is there any emotions that came up? Good. So I'm going to continue on. We're going to do that exact same motion again, focusing on the hamstrings, glute maximus, that's the big glute muscle, to bring the leg back. Beautiful. Front foot directly pointed forward, front knee directly over the front foot, back foot 45-degree angle forward. And notice I didn't step and step and step and step. Okay. Notice I also step back a little farther effortlessly. Okay. If you can't step back this far without pain, disharmony, out of balance, holding your breath, this is still warrior two. This is still warrior two. Work within your limits. So our limits here, we're working here, and we're always going to be pushing up just a little more. We don't want to work up here because that creates compensation. That's what we're looking to release today. We're looking to release compensation. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and ask again, was that balanced? And I get, boom, perfectly balanced. Muscle testing, locked in. This is my prayer test. Make sure I take all of my judgment out of it. Yeah, it's locked in. So we're going to take that glute max, hamstring, bring the leg back, checking in on everything. Good. Now we're going to move up to the pelvis. And this is one of my Achilles heels, because you'll notice when I start rotating my pelvis to get my pelvis perpendicular to where I began, my knee starts collapsing. I get a little bit of tension here. Okay. I get a lot of tension inside of the hip joint here. So we find that imbalance and we come out, retest. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, emotion. So I've got emotions out of balance in relation to that part of the movement, the rotation in my body. And for me, I keep all my trusty emotions, well, not all of them, but very important ones on my iPad. Please, by all means, download the tapping protocol because you will get the emotion wheel with it. Now, this is interesting. This is the first time this has ever come up for me. Revenge. And sometimes when you release emotions, it may hurt. Now, I'm pretty efficient at releasing the energy. You may want to incorporate tapping in the emotion that comes up for you, in the chakra that comes up for you, in the meridian that comes up for you. Tapping is a great way to help you facilitate the release of the blockages within meridians. But in my world, we connect those meridians to you as a whole, right? The physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual body. So those meridians are connected to the chakras. Those meridians are connected to the bones, the fascia, the nerves, the brain. Those meridians are affecting your inability to move efficiently. And that's what we're doing today. Efficient movement in relation to warrior two. So revenge, the heck is that all about, right? You ever had someone do you wrong? Maybe. Have you ever done wrong to someone? Maybe. Has something gone awry? Maybe. So giving ourselves permission to release the frequency around revenge. Pretty interesting. It's interesting what comes up every day is different. Good. And I just felt a rush of tingling through my body. So that's a good sign that I'm done with revenge. So again, glute maximus, hamstrings, bringing the leg back. Very good. Set, and rotating. Beautiful. So I get farther, but I get bound up right in here. Notice how the leg wants to collapse in. Good. I could go and assume that it's one of my adductors, one of my 5 adductors. I could assume that it's a nerve. I could assume that it's a medial hamstrings. I could assume that it's psoas iliacus, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to muscle test. Is it a muscle that needs addressing? No. Is it an emotion? No. Let's go. Cranium, body, chakra. I've got a chakra out of balance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth chakra, our heart chakra, is out of balance in relation to that movement, okay? Not the pain, the movement, the efficiency of the movement. Our heart chakra, all about our love, right? Love for others, love for ourselves, love for things, love. That's all it is. Love. So the heart chakra may be too open. It may be too closed. Am I too open? Typically not. Too closed. Is my heart chakra related to another chakra? Is it an emotion? No, we're just going to balance the heart chakra. So I'm going to spin my heart chakra this way. And you will find your way to work. The things that I teach are all malleable to who you are. The only reason I teach them is because they work very well for me, for my own work, and for when I am working with clientele. Because they make sense to me. Now realize that my work is constantly changing and evolving, because as I release more and more of what I don't need and bring in more and more of what I do, I get more conscious awareness of what's genuinely happening. Now realize when we work with the heart chakra, just like we did with the meridians earlier, right? Or the emotion, it's affecting everything. The cranium, the body, the chakra, the meridians, emotions, the organs, nerves, everything. So again, we're going to do warrior two again. Maximus, minimus, asking myself to be supported by my adductors, glute minimus and medius, tensor fasciae lata, and many more, not just three little muscles. Very good. Loving how much more fluid that feels. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with where that is right now, but I still get some tension wrapping around the entire hip right here. So I'm going to stay there just for a moment. Good. And I was actually clenching with my glutes, my glute maximus. We don't want to clench with glute maximus. Glute maximus is not a support muscle, it's a movement muscle. So it tells me also my internal support structure, my core of my body, as you'll see in this picture here, is not functioning 100%. So in relation to the movement, cranium, body, chakra, meridian, emotion, emotions come up again. And feeling insignificant. So I tap and I acknowledge all the moments in time that I have felt insignificant. I can even ask, when did this feeling of insignificance begin in relation to that movement? Was it before, during, or after my birth? I get a no on each of those. So it's a specific time later on after 7 years old. So we'll start at 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 22 years old. I get a lot of upset belly around that. I get a lot of tingling, overwhelming sensation in my legs. So I give myself permission to heal from that moment in time, feeling insignificant all the way until now. Now, I have worked on insignificance before. That one's been a big part of my story. But remember, we can work layer to layer to layer. It's not that I did not heal it in the past. It's that I've gotten to a different layer within my physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual body that has finally come to the surface. Not finally, that has come to the surface to facilitate my ability to heal. And again, a rush of energy. And I'm feeling much more confident in that step. Notice I did not do the big old lean over here. It just went back. Nice. Good. So realize that is working quads, 4 quad muscles, hamstrings, 3 hamstring muscles, adductors, 5 adductor muscles, adductors, pelvic floor, psoas, iliacus, transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, obliques. Need I go on? This is working everything in your body. If we connect to everything in our body, right? We have a tendency to just step back, warrior two. That's not giving us conscious awareness of what's moving, what's not moving. So let's bring that conscious awareness to ourself. Beautiful. So very happy with what I'm feeling here. Now what's the next step? We raise those arms. Now a lot of times we have a tendency to raise the arms from the fingers. The fingers don't like moving your arms. The wrists don't like moving your arms. Your forearms don't like moving your arms. Your deltoids, they love moving your arms. That's what they were made for. Our traps do not enjoy moving our arms. Just keep those traps down. Come on back in. Rotate those hips. Ask your deltoids to raise your arms. Doesn't mean you can't straighten the fingers, but let's keep those arms, let's keep those fingers and wrists relaxed for the time being. And then straighten those arms. And when I straighten the wrists and the fingers, I get some tension in my head. What's that tell us? There's an imbalance in relation to that movement that just happened, in relation to the movement that happened here, in relation to the position or movement that I was doing. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, emotion. Emotions come up again. So we get our guide. And guilt comes to the surface. Has anyone here ever felt guilty about anything that they've ever done in their life? Give yourself permission to heal from all of those moments. So I'm going to ask again, when did guilt build up within me? Before, during, after? 5, 10, 15, 20? 20 years old. So that moment from 20 years old all the way till now, releasing any moments in time, any attachment, emotional, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual attachment, energetic attachment to guilt from 20 years old all the way until now. And I imagine them as balloons personally. You can imagine them as anything. All those moments in time, cutting off all those attachments to the balloons and watching the balloons flow away as I say bye-bye, so that I can be the person I was meant to be instead of who I've had to become due to the things that I hold on to. Because remember, us as humans, we're very attracted to negativity, right? That's what kept us safe back in the day. Let's rewire that so that we can be attracted to positivity, to happiness, to joy. That'd be a wonderful thing, right? There we go. Beautiful. So release the guilt. Step back. Raising the arms. Good. I felt no tension, no chaos, no miscommunication in my brain that time. And as I'm here, it's not that this is effortless because I'm still working, but this is easy. This is easy being here because I've addressed the imbalances. Now, what if I did this? Okay, so first off, we'll test to see if this is balanced and I get, yeah, friggin' locked in. Is this balanced? And I get a no. Everything's changed. I dropped this arm, kept the back arm up. Everything has changed. So let's find the imbalance because we're not going to walk around like this, right? This is completely different than this. Cranium, body, chakra, 1, 2, second chakra. So our sacral chakra. And it is related to another chakra. So we're going to connect the sacral chakra to 1, 2, 3, 4. Sacral chakra to my heart chakra. 1, 2. And boosting the sacral chakra on itself. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, motion, organ, nerve. Good. Come on back in. Is that locked in? Is that locked in? And notice the arm just moves so much freer. Good. But when I come up here, there is some tension in the shoulder. So we go again. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, motion, organ. We got some organs. And I've got some thyroid stuff in relation to my arm going over my head. We can compensate anywhere. Anywhere. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, motion, organ, nerve, north, south, east, west, ground, sun, moon. So realize when I'm holding my hand here, I'm setting the intention to release the energy, the compensations, rewiring my brain so that my thyroid is not connected to my arm coming up over my head. Much better. Now I've got some little creaking in my shoulder. Cranium, body, chakra, meridian, motion, organ, nerve. That's it in the arm, neck, upper back, superficial, deep. Is it a cranial nerve, accessory nerve? Is it in the, it's in between the ribs. So there's nerves that lead from the spinal column and go in between the ribs, affecting your intercostals. Those are the muscles in between the ribs that help us breathe when we're working hard. We don't want them working all the time. We want our diaphragm working all the time. And then the intercostals come in if we need more oxygen because we're working hard. And then the scalenes can come in, but we'd rather not have the scalenes come in to lift the ribs. They can, but it doesn't mean they should, because you imagine the scalenes are attached to the neck, to the ribs, and they flex, they're going to compress the neck. So if you're in fight or flight all the time, you may be breathing here all the time, and maybe that's why your neck hurts all of the time. Maybe that's why you have headaches all the time. Maybe that might be even why your blood pressure is high. You ever thought of that? Think about it. Everything that we do has a repercussion, good or bad. Nice! Look at that freedom. Now, yes, that was 22, well, we'll say 20 minutes because I spent a little time talking beforehand. That was 20 minutes on one posture. Now realize, I've done a lot of work for myself. It may take you longer. It may be shorter. Give yourself permission to do the work. Now this is completely different work, right? I'm going to need some more work on this side, but we'll save that for my time because you got the gist of what you can do. If you can't figure out how to do this, I offer classes. I offer one-on-one work so that you can be the person you were meant to be. I hope this helps you today. If it did, make sure you like and drop me a comment. How did this help you? What did you learn from today? And make sure you subscribe because I've got so much information to share. We'll see you soon. Visit my website, theneurodivergent.net. Bye-bye.